A long time ago, nestled in the mountains of a forgotten land, lived an old man named Jacob. He had a son, Michael, whom he loved more than anything. But Michael was a student in a bustling city, far from his father's quiet village. So Jacob lived and worked alone, tending to his small farm from sunrise to sunset. He was a kind and friendly soul, and all the villagers cherished him. They knew he needed Michael's youthful strength, but Jacob never uttered a word of complaint. The villagers would often visit Jacob, expressing their sympathy. "When will Michael return?" they'd ask. "It's such bad luck for you to be alone, so far from your only son." Jacob would always offer the same cryptic reply: "Bad luck or good luck, who knows?" One day, Michael returned. The village rejoiced, and everyone gathered at Jacob's house. "Now that your son is back," they celebrated, "your home will be filled with good fortune once more." But Jacob simply smiled and said, "Good luck or bad luck, who knows?" The villagers, knowing Jacob was a man of few words, didn't press him for an explanation. Life was a struggle in the village, and poverty was a close companion to most. But Jacob and Michael were a little better off than their neighbors. They owned a horse, a creature that could do the work of 4 men. One morning, however, Michael forgot to latch the stable door, and the horse bolted. A wave of guilt washed over Michael. "What have I done?" he cried. "Working the farm without a horse will be impossible. What will we do?" The villagers once again pitied the old man and his son. "This is terrible luck," they all agreed. But Jacob remained calm, his face untroubled. Bad luck or good luck, who knows? That afternoon, some villagers spotted Jacob's horse galloping across the nearby hills. That evening, Michael went in search of it. After a few hours, he found their horse grazing peacefully beside a wild stallion. Michael managed to lead both horses back to the farm. When the villagers heard the news, they were overjoyed for Jacob. "What a turn of events!" they exclaimed. "First you had one horse, then you had none, and now you have 2. Your good luck has returned." But Jacob just offered his quiet smile and said, "Good luck or bad luck, who knows?" Michael was captivated by the new horse and was determined to tame it. "Be careful, son," Jacob warned. "You've been in the city for a long time. You don't know much about taming wild horses." "Don't worry, father," Michael replied confidently. "I know what I'm doing. Once I tame this horse, we'll have 2 to help us, and life will be easier." But the next day, Michael was thrown from the wild horse's back and broke his leg. This was a serious problem. A man with a broken leg can't work, but he still needs to eat. Once more, the villagers came to offer their condolences. "First, your son was away and you had no one to help you," they lamented. "Then he returned, only to break his leg. Now you must take care of him. Your bad luck has returned with a vengeance." And once again, the old man smiled and replied, "Bad luck or good luck, who knows?" Some of the villagers were bewildered. What good could possibly come from a broken leg? At that time, a brutal war was raging between the eastern and western provinces. Every week, hundreds of young men perished in the conflict. One day, soldiers marched into the village, conscripting every able-bodied young man for the army. Families wept as they said their goodbyes, knowing that many of their sons would never return. But the soldiers left Michael behind. What use was a soldier with a broken leg to an army? Now the villagers finally understood Jacob's wisdom. They went to see him. "Your son was spared from the war because of his broken leg," they said, humbled by his foresight. "It's true, your bad luck turned into good luck." The old farmer smiled kindly at them. "Good luck or bad luck," he answered.